Hey you guys, welcome back for another week of school. I hope you had a good vacation. I had a good vacation. Spent a lot of time at home and just not doing terrible much. But it was good to be at home. And we also had Easter on Sunday, Easter Sunday. So you guys, today is just a math test. I'm not sure if you're watching this Monday evening or if you're watching this Tuesday morning before your test. But this is going to be a little bit of a review for you. And just to refresh your memories for your test. So first of all, I'm going to point out some special words in story problems. When we have story problems, we look for clue words to tell us if we should add or subtract. Okay, so it's important to read our story problems very carefully so that we can determine, so we can tell if we should add or if we should subtract. And later on, you'll have to learn about if you should multiply or divide or things like that. So one of the special group of words that you've already learned is how much. So if you just see how much, like, let's see. My neighbor has 3 white puppies and 4 black puppies. How many puppies does he have? Okay, well there I changed it to how many instead of how much. But it would mean the same thing. He has 3 white puppies and 4 black puppies. How many puppies does he have? I add them together, okay? So I'm just adding them all together. I have 6 boys in my class and 2 girls. How many students do I have? I add them together. I add the boys and the girls together. So if it's just how much or how many, you just add. You simply add. But if there is another word tacked onto the back, like how much more? How many more? How many less? How much higher? How many inches wider? Or how much lower? How much colder? Words like that, when you read those kinds of words in a story problem, they are usually going to mean to subtract. So I put a line from all these sentences over here. Those phrases mean to subtract. Now there is another thing that means to subtract, and that is when you are dealing with money. And the story problem says, how much change did mother get back? Or how much change did the cashier give back to the boy? So when we want to find out how much change, we also subtract. So I'm going to write that on the board. When we find change, when we're dealing with money in a story problem, we subtract. Okay? So when we're finding change in a story problem, you need to subtract. And when we subtract, do we put the smaller number on top or the bigger number on top? We have to put the bigger number on top or we're going to run into a problem. So here is an example. Let's say that something cost $2.65. Okay, and if I gave the clerk $6.13, I'm going to write my bigger number on top. And actually, when you do these kinds of problems, you don't need to put the dollar sign at the bottom. It kind of gets in the way. So we are going to subtract. If I have 3 cookies in my box, can I take out 5? No, I can't. So I have to borrow from the 1. So I'm going to borrow from the 1. And the 1 becomes a 0 and gives a 1 to the 3. Now it's 13. Take away 5, which is 8. Okay, so we go to the next column. If I have 0 cookies in my box, can I take out 6? Well, that'd be strange. No, I can't do that. So I'm going to have to borrow again. Borrow from my 6. He becomes 1 less, a 5. Gives a 1 to the 0. He becomes a 10. So now we have 10 take away 6 equals 4. 5 take away 2 equals 3. If I have 5 cookies in my box, excuse me, if I have 5 things in my box, I can take out 2 of them, right? Because 2 is less. And then we drop our decimal point and drop our dollar sign. Do not forget to drop your dollar sign and your decimal point on your test, okay? Or I'll have to count it wrong. So don't forget those. That's very important. Okay. So, we did some borrowing. Remember that if the number on top is smaller than the number on the bottom, if we are subtracting, we have to borrow. Okay? Let's do another subtraction problem. Let's go 907 minus 369. Okay, so if I have 7 cookies in my box, can I take out 9? Nope, 7 is smaller than 9, so I'm going to have to do what? I'm going to have to borrow. But guess what? All that is in the tens place, the tens, they don't have any. There's nothing there. There's nothing to borrow from. So we're going to have to borrow from the tens and the hundreds. So we're going to borrow from 90, okay? So cross out 90. What is 1 less than 90? 89. So we go 89. Okay? Now, we also give a 1 to the 7. It becomes a 17. 17 minus 9 equals 8. 9. If I have 9 cookies in my box, can I take out 6? Sure can. 3. What about if I have 8? Can I take out 3? Yes, I can. So our answer is 538. So there we borrowed across 0. I'm going to do an adding problem with you. We're going to remember to just refresh your minds on adding and carrying. What do I have here? 63. Okay, so 7 plus 3 is 10. Write my 0. Can I just do that? No, are some of you shaking your heads? I hope you are. I can't write 2 digits under 1 column. So I'm going to have, because there are numbers over here, so I'm going to have to carry my 1 to the tens place. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Oh! Well, we have the same problem. See, there's already a number in the 100s place over here. So I have to carry my 1 to the hundreds place. Now I have 1 plus 1 is 2. So 200s. There we had to carry twice. So don't forget to carry your numbers. That's very important too. Or we might come up with some funny looking numbers, right? Okay. Another review for your test is sometimes we might add numbers mentally. Mentally is in our brain. Okay, so sometimes on your test you're going to be needing to sometimes add the 1s mentally, and sometimes you'll be adding the 10s. You have an opportunity to add 10s and add hundreds. So here's an example. 71 plus 3. Remember, there's a little thinking cloud above. So I'm going to be adding the 1s. So 1 plus 3 equals 4. So 1 plus 3 is 4. Then 71 plus 3 equals, what number goes in the 1s place? Remember, already added the ones. So 4 goes in the ones place. And what number goes in the tens place? There is only one left, so the 7. 7 is in the tens place, we put 7 in the tens place. Okay? How about we do, let's add 20 plus 50. Hopefully I'm not doing the same ones that are on your test, right? I'm giving away the answers, hopefully not. So 20 plus 50, look at those big numbers. You think you can add them? What are we going to do? We're going to add the numbers in the tens place because, well, there's zeros in the ones place, so we already know that whatever is in the ones place is going to be a 0. So we're going to think to ourselves, well, 2 plus 5 is 7. So how many tens do we have? 7. 20 plus 50 equals 70. Okay, and so we could do the same thing. If this was 200 plus 500, we'd add the hundreds. 2 plus 5 is 7, and then we'd put 2 zeros behind our 7. Okay, so that's adding, that's when they ask you to add in your head, that is what we're doing. Okay, now, I have 2 rulers here, and what do we call lines like this? Let me see if I can make them. What do you call lines like that? We call them parallel lines. Remember that word parallel? I'm going to write that on the board. Oh, if I can remember how to spell parallel. Okay, now remember a trick for parallel? Remember the L's are parallel. They run straight beside each other. They're the same width apart the whole time. And they don't cross over each other, okay? Not one crooked. They're both straight and the same width apart all the way down. That's parallel lines. Okay? And also you have been learning about fourths and quarters. So if I divide a circle into 4 pieces, I have 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. Okay, so I can have 3/4 of my circle color, or the same thing, 1/4 is equal to 1/4. Okay, remember that word quarter? Like there's 4 quarters in a dollar. So we have, this could be 3/4 of the circle. Here I have 4 markers, so if I would like to have 2/4 of the markers, I'm going to take 2 of them away because there's 4 parts, and a quarter it's 1/4. That means there's 4 equal parts. So 2/4, take 2 away. 3/4, take 3 away. Okay, the last thing that I will review with you is there's 3 shapes you need to know on your test. 3 solids, okay? The first one is called let me draw it here. Can I draw one? Kind of like that. What is that thing called? Hopefully you know what I'm talking about. It is a sphere. Okay? Remember the F sound is PH, sphere. Okay, and then we have the other shape that is like a can of beans. Okay, so something like that. Remember what that one's called? It's round, but then it has a flat top and bottom. Kind of like a can of beans. It's called a cylinder. You write that one up here. Okay, cylinder. And then there's one more that you need to know, and it's like a building block or maybe like a box of tissues. We have do y'all remember what this one is called? It's a cube. A cube. like an ice cube. It's all squares on all of the sides. Okay, so if you guys got this stuff down, then you should be ready for your test. And remember that after this test, we get something exciting, and it is your very last math books. So that is exciting. So go for your test and do your best and leave the rest.